Good evening everyone, and thank you for joining. So today we're going to be reviewing the Grenadier INEOS. So let's go and take a look. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm just going to give you a quick walk around. So this is my Grenadier INEOS in green. As you can see, I've got them for the steel wheels. It's a Fieldmaster. It's a good looking car. So just going to give you a quick walk around before we get into the nitty gritties of what it drives like. Things I like about it, things I don't like about it. I think the styling, you'll all agree, it's grown on me. You know, from certain angles, this angle I like it. From other angles not so much, but it does definitely have that old Defender appearance with, I believe, a little bit of G-Wagon to it. So you know, let's go and talk about its features. So things I've gone for is a rear ladder in case I need to get up there. Like I said, the steel wheels, the tow pack because I do a lot of towing, and I didn't go for the rails because for me I don't see any reason to have them. I've had these powder coated black as it's not an option, and it's got all the black pack. Obviously it's powered by BMW, but yeah, so it's a really good. It's got full LEDs, it's got the under panel protection. So let's jump in, let's have a little drive. Okay, so I'm just going to do a point of view. So as you can see, all these lights turn on. All of this turns on, the heaters, the blowers, etc., the normal stuff. Start the car up. It does have some funny beeps, but anyway, we won't go through any of the entertainment yet. What we'll do is we'll go for a drive, see how it works, and then we'll chat about it. So my first impressions when I got in it is the seating position is very, very good, but its steering is something to get used to. It's not a problem for me, I'm a farmer, so obviously from my point of view it's yeah, it's fine. But if you're used to a Range Rover or something along those lines, you will notice. So I think what we'll do first is we'll go on the road and then we'll do a bit of off-roading. So yeah, let's get going. So yeah, you know, also the camera is very, very, very small. Why they didn't make it a big screen, I have no idea. Like why it's not the whole screen, but you know, sorry, it's me squeezing through. Okay, so let's get on the road. Now this BMW engine and powertrain is very, very, very good. It's a very, very smooth engine. So the gearbox is in drive, and you know, you can see it's very, very smooth. So when you're actually moving, the car itself is brilliant. You know, there's no issues. Which you'll see in a minute, it does come unstuck a little bit, is tight spaces. So what we're going to do is we'll do a quick drive just to show you really what I mean. So let me have a little look that way. Okay, so now we're on the road. You know, this type of thing, it's fine. Visibility's good. The back visibility, I don't know if you can see on the mirror, is not so great, but you know, it has to be sacrifices. It's not a noisy car, very quiet car, and you know, if you're just plodding around, I think it's really good. But yeah, as we get out here, we'll go a bit faster. We'll get onto a faster road. We'll put our foot down and show you what it's like round there. Then when we get back, we'll do a bit of off-roading followed by an entertainment, and I'll give you my true would I buy one. Would I buy one again? Would I buy one again? That's the question. So anyway, let's go down here. We'll go to a national speed limit, and give her a quick open her, stretch her legs out a bit. So, you know, it's quite a big car. You will notice that it is quite a big vehicle. Yeah, you know, it's cumbersome. Even though it's not much bigger than a Range Rover or whatever, it does feel big. So, something to bear in mind if you are someone who drives around towns a lot. Some of you lot to think about. Oh, let's let this. So, yeah, something to think about. The other thing I don't like about it is the entertainment system, which I'll go into detail, is a bit hit and miss. So especially with Bluetooth, etc., it's not ideal. It's not ideal. But anyway, here we go. So I'll give you a bit of an acceleration up to the 60. You know, engine sounds nice. And there we go, we're up to 60 miles an hour. And it handles relatively well. For being a high car on off-road tyres, you know, it doesn't drive bad. Compared to the old Defender, you know, you couldn't drive it ever, really. I've had a few, and you couldn't relax in it. And this one, you can definitely relax a little bit more. So, yeah, I do like the sound of the engine. That BMW 3-litre engine is such a good engine. So, you know, and so this is a bend, as you can see. I'm going to chuck it round it, you know. It does handle all right. It's not bad, and it picks up pretty good. I have got an AdBlue light on, but that's because I was low on AdBlue. So, yeah, as an all-rounder driving machine on the road, it's not bad, it's nippy. Where it does really lack is on a sharp, like a steep turn, sharp turn. It's not brilliant, but you know, needs much. But let me just let you have a few minutes just to have a look around as I'm driving, and then we'll chat when we're back. Alright, now that we're back, let's do our little bit of off-roading, or mild off-roading, shall I say. I suppose this is a good time to talk about the off-road settings. So when you click the off-road on the entertainment settings, comes up. So what you've got on here is you've got the altitude. So obviously it tells you your height, etc., G-forces, bits and pieces like that. Then you've got, let me go back to it, and you've got your temperature. Now you've got your temperature of your gearbox, your case, your transfer case, gearbox, tyre temperature, oil temperatures. Then you've got Pathfinder, which means that you can record where you are, and then you know for your way back. You've got your statistics, so how fast, your latitude, your statistics, etc. And you've got all your electrical circuits, so what's charging, your battery, state of charge, everything like that. So just for a moment, we'll put on the altitude setting, because this is quite a big hill. So I'm just going to leave it in normal four-wheel drive. You definitely won't need any more than that. It's a beautiful evening, so let's just have a little go. So I'm not going to go fast, I just want to feel, so you can see already the altitude will be going up, 227, 228, etc. G-force monitors moving around, which is very, very cool. Necessary on a normal day? No, but it's cool to have. So this is actually a very steep hill, as you can see by the altitude, 43, 46. So we'll go right up here. This is my vineyard. So what we'll do is we'll go right up, and you can see the angle now, 11% pitch, you know, and I have to say, the low down torque, I was always worried with a BMW gearbox how it would react, but to be fair, we're, you know, absolutely brilliant engine. So yeah, we'll keep driving around, we'll just have a little look. We've got some steeper hills in a minute, just keep going up. Got a little partridge running around there. So anyway, we'll keep going up. You know, we're up to 290 feet now. So, oh, we've got a female pheasant there as well. Got a bit of nature tonight. So, yeah, just go up. You can see how high we've just climbed by the view, how it's changed. It's very impressive off-road. It really is impressive off-road. I would say, personally, it's a lot better than, for instance, a Ford Ranger. Range Rovers and Land Rovers are obviously superb, but they have become, in my opinion, seriously unreliable. So that's your choice, and with this theft going on, that's up to you. So yeah, we'll just go in here, and at the bottom here, it's always very sticky, very, very sticky and muddy. So we'll just turn into there and see how it goes. But yeah, it's comfortable. I like the fact that you've got the grab handle for the passenger there, which not all vehicles have anymore. So you can see this is a 10% pitch, this is. So, you know, and at the end it probably goes to a bit more than that. So, but you can see, you know, it's not skipping, and we've had a lot of rain lately, and this isn't, you can see there is mud, 12%, yeah. And it's absolutely down. It's brilliant. So as an off-road vehicle, if it's something that you are considering, it is superb. Absolutely superb. So, and this here is a real slippery bit. Let's try and get up here. Go on, girl. You know, it's got good grip. Really has. I mean, this is steep. You know, I've got a Ford Ranger, and it wheel spins all over the place. So, definitely as a off-road vehicle, granted it's a very expensive off-road vehicle. This is the problem with these vehicles nowadays, but brilliant, absolutely superb. Anyway, let's go down the bottom and give her a go on the entertainment system. See you all in a second. Okay, so starting with the entertainment system, so as you get your DAB radio, your fuel, your speed, your revs, engine temperature, what gear you're in. Then here, all of these buttons that are here are replicated here, okay? So, obviously the off-road, which we've just been through. Then you've got your phone. You've got your audio, which is, this is Apple CarPlay and DAB thing. Then you've got your devices for your phones, etc. Then you've got your settings, your various settings, your display settings, communication settings, and everything. So it's very, very straightforward. Anyone who's ever had a vehicle with any type of entertainment system will be absolutely fine. So, and really, that's it for inside. Trying to think if there's anything else. No, that's about it. That is about it. So, you know, it's a good all-rounder. It's a good all-rounder. My final thoughts for anyone who's interested in buying this: if you are looking for a rugged all-rounder, this is the car for you. If you are looking for a luxury four-wheel drive, personally, it is not for you. I would go for a Defender or a Discovery. But if it's something that you are wanting the combination for towing horse boxes, you're in the countryside a lot, you don't go that far, but you know, you can go that far. This is a vehicle for you. This is a vehicle for you. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. Welcome back to the channel. You find us after nearly a year and a half from the last review, 20 23,000 miles on the Grenadier. I'm going to do a video of what's changed, what's broken, what hasn't broken. Does it drive the same to take it off? We'll do a bit of off-roading, take it out and see what's changed. So I think we'll start by just doing a visual. We'll do a visual, walk around the car, show you if anything's worn, how it's looking. So everyone, all right, so we start off and this is 23 plate, sorry, Grenadier, and it's commercial spec. So initially looking at it, nothing has fallen off. Actually, the badge fell off. But no, except for that, outside-wise, there's no signs of major rust anywhere. Yeah, everything's looking pretty much the same. It does get dirty quick, but that's any flat-back car. The tyres, these BF Goodrich, they've lasted very well considering they're 22,000 miles. Yeah, I'm just trying to think if there's anything else really. No, I mean, it's been relatively bulletproof from the outside. There's a few scratches here and there. The paintwork's tough. It's tough, but being a dark colour, obviously, it will show a bit of marks and scratches. So, in terms of the interior, okay, so the back, we use this with the dogs in. Okay, so no squeaks on the hinges. The back's still very, nothing's broken. I mean, we put pallets in here. We actually had a post knocker a few days ago in here. Headlining, nothing, the seats, nothing's broken, nothing's snapped off. Some cars you have, when you use them for proper work, they obviously break. So, no scratch here, no squeaks. Go to the back seat. Except for a bit of rubbish in here. These Recaro seats, they've lasted well. To be fair, it really has lasted. The interior has lasted well. Let me close that door. And then going inside, obviously we do use it on the farm, so it is quite dirty. So, in here, do I use these windows? I have done, but as I said, everything's still very, very good. So what we'll do now, we'll go for a little off-road drive, see if anything's changed, and then we'll go on the road and we'll have another chat. All right, so we're back in here. So you can see the mileage now. It's saying service due or overdue, but it's only 27,199 miles. So we're going to go round. And up here, and let's have a little drive. So it's always been a very, very nice car to drive. This, the steering you do get used to. It's not something that bothers me at all anymore. It's never got stuck. I've never even come close to getting stuck. It's been a very, very nice vehicle to own. There's been a very minor little problem with a door latch. So yeah, it's very, very good. The traction and the four-wheel drive system in here, compared to something like Land Rover Discovery or whatever like that, is so much. This does have that same Defender feel from the original Defenders, which kind of, you just know it's going to work. It's basic, but that's what makes it great. It is so basic that it almost feels agricultural, like a tractor, and you kind of trust it more, so you will push the car a little bit harder. The other thing that I've really have grown to love is this engine. I mean, BMW engines have always been great, so there's no surprise that it's good, but you can hear it pulls well. It hasn't missed a beat. This engine has not missed a beat. And when we get on the road, I'll show you, it still drives like it was the day it was bought, really. I mean, there's no knocks, bumps, at all. I mean, a lot of cars, when you use them on a farm after this long, you do tend to find that things get, when you go down a gravel track or whatever, you can hear knocks or dinks. My old Ford Ranger was terrible for it. It used to, you could almost, like, sounds like the bolts were undoing. So from that point of view, this is actually a very steep bit, and this here is made up clay. You can see it's a bun. So, and it has been raining. It's just where that storm Claudia, I think it's Claudia, has been. So this area here is very, very soft and squidgy. And then what we're going to do is we're going to turn up here, which you can see is covered in mud, and we're going to go up past this trailer, which is actually a very steep hill. It doesn't do it justice on the camera, but I mean, it is wet. And you can hear, I'm deliberately, there we go, perfect. So we're going up a hill, which is pretty steep. Sorry, let me put my seatbelt on. Sorry about that. Yeah, so pulling up the hill, there's no problems at all, That's a steep hill, and didn't even hesitate. Obviously, tyres are a big part of off-roading, but it's how the car and the torque is delivered ultimately that makes it thing. So that was just a normal four-wheel drive. So just gives you an idea of, you know, on day-to-day use, a lot of people, you know, don't use them off-road. I'm sure that there is a lot who do. So, but what we'll do now is we'll go onto the road and we'll have a little drive. All right, so we're now on the road. This engine, sorry about the mud coming off the tyres, is very, very, still feels brand new. Like the day you got it, feels so full of life still. Steering feels the same. You know, it's actually become a very, very reliable, impressive car. Sorry about the cyclist, there's nothing I can do about that. It's become a very, very reliable car, and when we first got this, you always are worried with a new vehicle, whether is it gonna live up to that tough expectations, and the answer is yes, it has. It really has. I mean, we have some very narrow lanes, so this car spends most of its life driving either off-road or going up and down lanes like this, which are like single track lanes with potholes. And you know, here's some potholes here, just takes them in their stride. You know, the car, yeah, of course you can fill them. It's not magical, but it does a good job, the suspension, of soaking up the bumps. So yeah, I'm very, very, very happy with it. It's something that if you're interested in buying one or unsure, my personal advice after having one for a few years now is give it a go. Give it a go. It's not a Defender, the new Defender. So if you've driven one of those, which I have, that is more like a Range Rover to drive almost now, these new Defenders. This is very raw still. It still has that feeling of, okay, there's mud on the road, I'm going to go through it, I'm not going to worry how deep that puddle is. If I did hit something gently, like driving down a woods or something, that it will be fine. I mean, you can see these roads we have are just disgusting. We got some people here. It gives you confidence, this car, to go anywhere. That's the key. It makes you feel like you could go anywhere, and that's the nice part. You don't worry. There's so many cars, you think, oh, do I do that? Should I do that? With this, you feel, yeah, we'll be okay. We'll be okay. That puddle will be fine. So that's just a quick on-road bit of driving, and just a little background to how this one's been. So everyone, I'll give you a summary. So the INEOS, in a summary, it is a great all-round work vehicle for anyone who is involved in needing to go off-road on a regular, farmer, gamekeeper, maybe someone who does fencing or things like that. Brilliant vehicle, a must buy. Thank you everyone for watching, and please like and subscribe, it means a lot. And anything else, please put in the comments and I'd love to answer it. Alright, welcome. I thought I'd do another quick review on the lighting and the interior, and thank you everyone for all the nice comments about the last review. Just a little bit more in depth in this area, so specifically the lighting, but the interior at the night, what the cockpit's like, what it's like to look out using the lights, and what lights there are. So let's go and have a little look. All right, so we start off on this beautiful night. So that's actually quite frosty. So the lights that are kind of signature to this car are these running lights, which I think are quite G-Wagon, I guess. They're all LED, obviously, the headlights, I believe, but I'm pretty convinced they're all LED. You've got these side markers, and then there's nothing else down the side except for a repeater for the indicators. And then we come around the back, and you've got these nice, which I think they look nice, round lights, which are very, very bright, which they would turn off, of course, just as I'm doing the video. But anyway, going back to the inside. So it's a nice cockpit at night. It's got these nice LED lights there. It's also got another interior light there, which is perfect for the passengers, but also in the back, and if you work with a vehicle you'll know it's nice to have some light. More importantly, you have a decent, so if you are working in here, putting your tools in, or whatever you're doing, your dogs are in here, or whatever you're doing, you've got plenty of light to see. There's also, you do have power output, so you can add other lights if you need to. So from that point of view, it's very, very, very good. Okay, so then the normal headlights, this is actually making them look slightly yellow, but they're very, very ice blue, if you like. So these, as you can see, are very, very bright. They're very, very good. They've got like a, I don't know if you can see it on there, they've got like a three-way system. So these lights, the headlights by themselves, as you can see, they're very intense lights, so they're very, very good. If I go back to the high beams, which we'll put on quickly, you can see they're even brighter. They are very, very bright lights. I mean, if I put you next to it, you can see that is a very, very clear light. Very, very good. So in terms of what they look like, that's it. Then you have the lights that are designed for not on the road, but off-road. So we'll turn those on as well. Okay, so when they're all on, you get this quite presence about it. This camera is, I'm afraid, is not doing it justice at all, but it does give you an insight to how bright the lights are. But I will show you inside, looking out, what these are like. So, but there's the main sets of lights. We don't have any accessories on ours, so they're the main sets. Okay, so now you're in the cab, you can see everything lights up nicely. It's very, very clear what it does, heating, etc., air conditioning, the entertainment system, obviously the gear stick, the high-low, but also obviously one of the features that everyone likes is this control panel here, and we will be using one button there in a minute just to show you. But as it's a cold night, what I will be doing is put my heat seats on, which are brilliant. So let's go for a little quick move, and I'm just going to show you an area where we can you can gauge some distance of the lights. So let's go down here, and it doesn't look that dark on the camera out there at the moment, but the lights are very good. But if I turn them off, you will see how dark, you know, that's just the side lights. So, you know, it is dark enough to do a demonstration. So this here is just your standard, everyday driving light, so you can kind of go through the different stages that you may need. Now I can tell you that around this bend here to the bottom of the hill is about 160 meters. So as it is at the moment, you can see there's a clear line, okay, where it's dark, where it starts to go dark. So what we'll do now is we'll put the high beams on. Now straight away you can see how good those headlights have lit up that extra distance. Now that there is probably closer to it's about 160, 200 meters, and I can see rabbits running around. You see them on the screen. Now, then what we'll do is we go up to here and we hit the off-road button. Now, you might not be able to see that, but what it does is it gives you a more intense light with it. So that's it on, off. You see it very far away, right up about there. It gives you even more light, which is actually impressive, because that is a long way. So that just gives you an idea on those. So, but in terms of what I do like is the fact that you don't have a display here, which obviously people have been saying, oh, it's a bit weird, you don't have a instrument cluster here. You don't get glare. This sat-nav isn't very bright, so not sat-nav, sorry, screen isn't very bright. So, you know, on a long drive at night, you don't feel very glare. It's like some cars I've driven, the dashboard nowadays on modern cars is so bright, you can barely see past the dash. So from that point of view, it's very, very good. The camera at night, ours is dirty. Now, this, I would say, needs to be improved on the new one. It needs to be bigger. If I wiped it, it would be clearer. It needs to be bigger, just a little bit, maybe a bit more high quality. It's not bad. Look, it's good for putting trailers on. And by the way, if you're interested, I am going to be doing a review with trailers. So if you're interested in that, please put in the comments if you think it's a good idea, towing, different experiences I have with that. So, but this was just a very, very quick video. Thank you again, everyone, for the positive comments on my last review. And this is just, like I said, a bit more of an in-depth review of lighting at night. Everyone, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all later. All right, welcome back to another INEOS video. Grenadier INEOS. She's very dirty, but she does get used on the farm. But today, we're going to do a quick trailer video, okay? So what we've got on here at the moment, I will show you in a second. But yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick trailer, what it's like towing a trailer up the hills, on the mud, on the road, fuel economy, everything like that. So if you're interested, stick by and let's go. All right, before we start, I wanted to show you the car again if you haven't been watching my video. This is a 2023 Grenadier INEOS, and it is got 27,000 miles, and I've been doing a series from new on what I think of it and how it works. But we've moved on today to towing this trailer. Now, this is a Brian James trailer. It's 5.5 meters long, and empty, it's 1.2 tons. So it's a heavy lump. It's very long and it's heavy. So for the first video in this series, we're going to just do a general towing of something of this weight. So this would be something along the lines of a chipper, or, you know, a caravan, I guess, things like that. And then what we're going to do over the next few videos, we're going to progressively increase. So those logs over there are going to gradually be stacked more, till we get to the max 3.5 ton growth, and then we will see what she's like. So what we'll do is we'll get in, I'll show you what the camera's like for when you're hitching up, and we'll do our off-road drive round these hills, not a big one, and then we'll go on the road. We'll hear what it sounds like, what the vision's like, and we'll go from there. All right, so now we're back in the car. In case you don't know what a Grenadier is, it was the brainchild of a billionaire who wanted to make and try to keep parts of the Land Rover Defender going, but with a modern touch almost, and his way of doing things. So if you haven't seen the cab, this is a very brief overview. It does have this cool cockpit, etc. But it's just a little demonstration in case you haven't seen one. So what we're going to do is we're going to start her up. Okay, and we're going to, first thing we're going to do is we're just going to give her a second. You can still see the service is overdue. We do have a slight low tyre pressure, but we won't hold that. Now, straight away, it does pick up trailer light error, which I know the left-hand side does have one trailer light issue. So the car itself does actually pick that up, which is good. You know, it's a good feature. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it into reverse, so you can see the camera. Now, my fault with this camera is I think it should be bigger, and I think they should move the camera so it's central, which I will show you in a minute. When I put the trailer on, you'll see the issues I have. But all right, so you can see the camera. There's the tow bar. There's the thing I find a little bit odd compared to other vehicles is it is off center. So you're kind of, you can see that it's not, I'm actually turning away slightly. It's a bit of a, that is actually, see how hard that is to see. It's because you're off center. Let's try there. So you can see, let's go outside quickly and we'll have a look. So it's not quite, but I'm guessing because the camera is not in the centre of the vehicle, it does give you this slight angle. But, you know, it does its job, you can still see, but it just gives you a slight angle. What we're going to do is we're going to run it 4-wheel high on normal gearbox, and this is a wet, grassy hill. You've seen the trailer. So in my mirrors, I would like bigger mirrors. Okay, that's one issue. And I also would like better visibility at the back. Now, I know the window's dirty, but because of a tyre, you can't really see. But that is what it is. So, I'm pulling off, and this is a steep hill, and it's wet. We've had a lot of rain the last few days. So, I'll be honest, I don't know if it will pull it up or it won't. So we'll just give it a go. Like I said, the degree of this hill is... Actually, what we'll do, if we go here, off-road, on here, I believe it does have... Here we go, pitch. So you can see it's 9%, and we've got 3. So if I hold that there, you can see, as we go up the hill, at the moment, it's a 9%, 3%, left and right, if you like. And I'll be honest, at the moment, no problems at all. No wheel spins. I can't feel it trying a wheel spin, which is good. So straight away, on a wet ground, about 1.2 tons, this car is getting up these hills. So if you're someone who works in farming, or if you work in timber, I don't see the day-to-day going around flat fields or hills of 12%. Now, we have got stuck. Well, not stuck. We have struggled here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to try. We'll put it in low range, which I've never, ever, ever used. Let me just try and put it in. We'll try and put it in low range. Okay, because I do honest reviews, I'm going to show you from that point what happened. So we were here, and you can see the steepness of the hill. We could not get any traction at all up here. Okay, so as you can see, I've managed to go back down here, and the trailer, because of the weight of the trailer, it's made such a difference, you know, and it is wet, like I said, so obviously the tyres are full. So what we'll do, we'll get this down, and we'll go on the road. Like I said, this is very slippery. That trailer has made such a difference. It does demonstrate how grass and a little bit of mud can affect even the best four-wheel drive. So everyone, let's get back in the car and we'll go on the road. Okay, after getting stuck, we're on the road now. So, like I said, the initial feeling I get is it's towing the weight well. It's got plenty of power, the engine. The visibility is relatively good, but I would like bigger mirrors. I really do only just see the edge of the trailer. The torque of the car is not struggling at all. Now, obviously, when we went off-road then, we got stuck. To be honest, I think my Raptor would also get stuck. It was a bit of a silly test to do, but I just wanted to see if it would do it, and you know, it hasn't. So I don't think that's a reflection on the Grenadier. I think that's a reflection on a combination between the tyres slightly worn, being 27,000 miles, and the ground conditions and the steepness of the hill. But going back to this, it's a very, very, very comfortable ride with a trailer on. Some cars, I don't know if you've ever had it, they almost, especially with a long trailer like this, they judder. It's like dung, 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 dung. And I can't stand it, but this tows very, very well. I'll be honest, I don't tow very much with it. So for me, it's as new to me as it is you, really. I think it's a very, very, very good tow vehicle. I can imagine on a long trip, not a problem. Where the car's quite heavy as well, you don't feel the trailer's bullying you around. You feel you're very much in control of the trailer. Acceleration wise, even with a trailer on, that engine's got absolutely plenty of power to get you up to the speed you need to go. Absolutely plenty. So what we'll do now is we're going to go back and I'm going to really be critical of the pros and the cons of what this can do, and one more walk around to show the mess that I have just made from getting it stuck. Everyone, 2 minutes, let's do it. Right, so the verdict about the Grenadier towing on the road is a very, very suitable vehicle for towing. Okay, very, very good. Off-road, in the right conditions, I know we got stuck today, will be a very, very good vehicle off-road. But it does have some drawbacks, okay? Number one, which I have mentioned, mirrors and rear visibility, okay? This rear visibility does make towing something low quite hard. The other one is the reverse camera not being central to the tow bar. So you're always forever trying to guess where it is. The other issue is the reverse camera display, not big enough. But on the pros, the torque, the comfort, the noise, I don't find the trailer bullies the car, which does happen with some, trust me. And this is a heavy trailer. So overall, brilliant. Now, if you haven't watched my other videos, please do. The next one, we're going to start loading her up and taking her on the road. So we're going to get a lot more weight in there. Because cars change dramatically when they're fully loaded. When the suspension starts to squat, the braking, how it is pulling. So this was just an overview of towing, and we'll do another one. But thank you all for watching. Please comment, like, share, subscribe. It does mean a lot to me. I'm still new to this. I'm trying my best. And everyone, I'll catch you on the next one. Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to just clarify and do a few things just to demonstrate. After what happened on the last video, which if you watch my other videos, you'll know that I was towing this and I got it stuck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the footage now. No problems at all, no wheel spins. I can't feel it trying a wheel spin, which is good. So straight away on a wet ground, about 1.2 tons, this car is getting up these hills. So if you're someone who works in farming or if you work in timber, I don't see the day to day going around flat fields or hills of 12%. Now, we have got stuck. Well, not stuck. We have struggled here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to try. We'll put it in low range, which I've never, ever, ever used. Let me just try and put it in. We'll try and put it in low range. Okay, because I do honest reviews, I'm going to show you from that point what happened. So we were here, and you can see the steepness of the hill. We could not get any traction at all up here. Okay, so as you can see, I've managed to go back down here, and the trailer, because of the weight of the trailer, it's made such a difference, you know, and it is wet, like I said. So when that happened, I believed it was down to the tyres and the combination of the trailer. Now, I've had a few comments about different things that people think, and it's completely... But what I want to do is I want to do it again. The ground is the same conditions, and I want to do it without a trailer, okay? So we'll see how it reacts today without a trailer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and show you the tyres and just show you everything around. And then I'm going to video it from inside and outside. And then let's see how it reacts on the same conditions with no trailer. Everyone, let's go. All right, so as you know, this has got 27,000 miles on it. It's a Grenadier INEOS, and the tyres have not been changed. So there is still tread. But compared to when they're new, it's a good 60% down, 70% down. So I do put this as a factor. So when we do this in a minute, which is up here, we will see if it will do it without. The other thing that came up was, I said the percentage angles, I meant degrees. I did actually mean degrees, so I am sorry for that. It was a slip of the tongue. So what we'll do is we're going to get in and we're going to do it on normal. Then we will put it into low range and lock the diff if needed. So let's get in and do it. All right, so now we're in the car. We're not going to do anything fancy at all. We are going to run this completely standard. So 4-wheel drive, automatic, no diff lock, no off-road settings. We're just going to go for it and we'll see what happens. So let's go and we will find. So where that gate is, you can see in the distance, is where it happened. So as I go around this bend, it gets steeper, okay? So let's see now if she will get up it, no problem at all. So here it is. This is where we got stuck last time, and we're going to go for it. Absolutely no problem at all, okay? So that is a 4-wheel drive standard. So there's no problem at all. But like I said, when the trailer was on, it couldn't get the grip to pull it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go round and I'm going to show you what the ground is like again. All right, just to show you the ground. So this is a 14-degree hill, and you can clearly see there's chalk. So a very thin layer of soil, then it goes to chalk. And if anyone knows chalk, it's like an ice rink. So that's just to show you the condition. So, like I said, it's up a hill as well as having chalk underneath, which is why it makes it slippery. So I just wanted to show you that, and just to clear a few things out. It is a very, very, very capable vehicle, but the trailer was just too much in these conditions. Everyone, catch you soon. Okay, let's start off at the front. So, one feature of this vehicle when Sir James Radcliffe made it was this bumper. Now, this bumper serves as obviously a bumper, but also as a seat that you can sit on. And it's a very, very comfortable seat. When you're doing things outside, just to sit, eat your lunch or watch something, very, very good. So I do like the bumper, even though the styling of the bumper I wasn't sold on at first. The usability of it has sold it for me. The next thing I like is I do like this traditional Land Rover shape. Okay, these panels just reminds me of that Land Rover and the flat screen. I've always liked this part of the vehicle. The headlights are, let me wipe them. They are very, very, very good. And if you haven't checked out already, check the video out about the lights, because I've done a detailed lighting video. So I like the lights. Now, these lights, I do like the look of them, but I would like to change them to the upgraded one, which I have seen on the internet, and they look a lot better. So they're good, they do a good job, but design wise, unlike these, the design's not quite as good. The other thing I really like is the way you can attach things. So obviously these here are for a snorkel. You've got these good grab rails here. Now these actually come silver. We had them powder coated to black the vehicle out more. So that's what we did. We took these off, sent them to a powder coater, and they've done that. But I do like the fact you've got good, sturdy grab handles. We don't have the optional slide rails to add things. We didn't need them, but they do. I do understand why some people who are actually using it for like a expedition type reasons would want to put extra fuel cans, etc, etc. But I do like the design of having them there, and I do think it looks good. Going around the back, what I like is I think the tyre being on the back like the traditional Defender is lovely. I prefer having a split door than a single door. Unlike the old Defender, as you'll know, the solid door, they did tend to drop. This door has been absolutely bulletproof. The ladder, having one that comes, is just so strong. And if you need to stand up there and you need to do anything, it is a really, really good feature. I like the rear lights, and I like the rear bumper. So the way the bumper is nice and sturdy, strong, you can stand on it. The way the tow bar and the hooks is perfect, and the electrics, I do like how the trailer electrics are nice and neat, out of the way. Things I don't like is that, like I've said on other videos, if you haven't seen it, the towing video, this should be in the centre, in line with the tow bar, okay? Because when you're trying to hitch a trailer, you're effectively looking at that angle. So from my point of view, I would prefer that to be different, okay? The under panel protections are good. The mudguards are good. Unlike the old Defenders, if anyone's had one, these being formed like this, instead of being a dangling bit of rubber, what used to happen with the Land Rover ones is as you went along and kept going along, eventually they'd stay there. So they started off being where they needed to be, and by the end of it, they were hit. So I do like the side steps on this car, the simplicity. Unlike some other manufacturers which make them integrated and look nice, I don't like the fact that if I damage that, I can't replace it easily. So that is a big plus for me. The simplicity of being able to change things, and that's with everything. So the mirrors, you can just tell you could do it yourself. They are too small in my opinion. That's just my opinion. So yeah, they're the main features on the exterior that I like. I like the look overall and the in-depth things I've said. So Thank you for watching, and we'll do an interior video very, very soon.